So today we're going to look at the chart for Eckhart Tolle. He's a writer, published books, speaker, very spiritual, uplifting person. Born February 16th, 1948. The chart for the birth time is rectified since we don't know it. Born in Lunen, Germany. So we want to see how the planets are operating in the chart and what we can do to rectify the chart. So if you look to the eastern horizon when he was born, you see the constellation associated with Cancer, rising at 3 degrees. And he's a very sensitive, empathetic person. And let's look and see. We'll look to see where the multicona signs are, what houses they fall in his chart, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, to see what he's working on in this lifetime. So you see the 5th sign of Leo in the 2nd house. So he is working on speaking, wealth and recognition, and the continuation of the family bond. You see the 7th sign of Libra, ruled by Venus, in the 4th house. So he's working on happiness and home life. You see the 9th sign of Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, in the 6th house. And any multicona sign that falls in the 6th, the 8th, or the 12th house becomes functional malefic for the chart. So it can give some challenges in his life. So Jupiter and this house has to do with health and healing, and conflicts, delays, disputes, fire, theft, and cheating. Then the 11th sign of Aquarius, ruled by Saturn, is in the 8th house. So he's working on spiritual transformation. And then you see that the first sign of Aries is in the 10th house of career, working on his career. So these are the main areas that he's focused on in this lifetime. So now we'll look through and see how the planets are operating. Sun is at 3 degrees. It is any planet that's less than 5 degrees is slightly weak. So it's placed in the 8th house of transformation, ruling that 2nd house of wealth and recognition and speech. So he gains wealth and recognition through spiritual transformation. Through obstacles in his life, he gained spiritual transformation. And then we'll look and see at Moon. Moon is, he had good support from his father, by the way. And Sun gives ability to teach. Now Moon is at 15 degrees. Moon is ruling the 1st house of life purpose. So he gains life purpose through his career, working with the public, teaching the public, having compassion, and ability to counsel the public. Gives him emotional sensitivity, ability to connect with the emotions of others. Intuition, it's very strong intuition. So Mars is at 5 degrees. It's ruling, again, the career house. So career through speaking and speech, and courage to speak his feelings. Mercury is at 10 degrees. It is ruling this 3rd house of entrepreneurial success and communication, placed in the 8th house of transformation and spiritual transformation. So he gains entrepreneurial success through communicating his own inner spiritual transformation. Now, interesting thing about Eckhart Tolle, didn't have a tradition to follow a guru, a teacher. He gained the enlightenment through his own obstacles, through He had to really, this is also a house of childhood. So obstacles in early childhood, very unhappy childhood. His parents were getting divorced. They fought all the time. He was growing up in a, in a bomb torn after World War II, a place in Germany. A lot of fear, anxiety, inner conflict, a lot of depression. Uh, Jupiter is at 0 degrees in its own house. So this is the house of health and healing. And so it gives him ability to heal others through healing his own inner demons. And because it's weak, it denies children. Jupiter represents children. He has no children. Venus is at 12 degrees. It is ruling the house of happiness and home life. And you see K2 there as well. So giving a spiritual aspect to home life. And it is placed in the house of good fortune and spiritual teaching. So gives him happiness through expressing spiritual teachings and healing others, self-knowledge, through his own self-knowledge. Saturn is at 25 degrees. Remember, it is ruling the 8th house, so it is malefic in his chart. So Saturn is in this house, creates a lot of spiritual transformation. It's placed in the house of life purpose. So he, through his own inner conflict and own anxiety, distrust of others, depression, he gains spiritual transformation, and that becomes his ability to express that life purpose, and gives him windfalls in terms of, being able to be successful from that. Rahu and Ketu are malefics, and so Rahu gives great ambition for career. K2 gives spiritual home life eventually. Early childhood and not so spiritual. Parents got divorced. But yeah, eventual happiness and spiritual happiness. One other thing, Mars is afflicted by Jupiter. So Jupiter is this, health issues, depression, and all that, afflicting Mars. So his ability to speak about that anxiety and depression and how it transformed him, he was able to go deeply into that fear, not to try to avoid it, to accept the fear and transform it by that acceptance, and not trying to avoid it through drugs or absorbing himself in daily life. So very interesting chart. If you're interested in a transformational Vedic astrology reading, you can go to vastucreations.com under services, under readings, astrology readings. And if you want to learn how to do this transformational Vedic astrology, you can go to www.americaninstituteofvastu.com, and in level 2 you can become certified to become an astrologer as well. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this.